It's Eric back at the Naturopath. Thanks for coming back to my channel. I'm always sleepy. I'm always tired. Why am I always so tired for? I'm drowsy, I'm tired, I just can't seem to get the energy, that I'm looking for. A common thing that many people complain about. The very first thing I look at when someone says they're tired is I look at what they're eating. I mean, if you take a car to your mechanic and you say, look, there's no power, the guy's going to say, what gas are you using? Well, what fuel are you using in the car? Is the fuel delivery system working okay? That's the first thing we check. So in this situation, we check that. So two things a mechanic will want to know is there ignition? Is there a spark going to the engine? And is there fuel? So the ignition, when I'm thinking, is there enough B vitamins and magnesium and iron there to energize that person? B vitamins, magnesium and iron are very core for energizing people. Are they there? Are they there in the diet? And on the other side, what about the fuel coming in, the gas? I mean, is this person being fueled up on pizzas and Dr. Pepper and hash browns from McDonald's? That's not really a good fuel, is it? And then of course they're probably going to be lacking the spark as well. So no wonder they're tired. So those are key things to have in your diet. Good food provides lots of B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, lots of things you need to fire up the energy. So with poor diet becomes poor, of course, gasoline and poor ignition, which means that the engine's going to go roar, roar, roar. It's not going to start, is it? You're going to be tired. So that's the first thing you check. Second thing you check is make sure, is the person sleeping all right? Are they sleeping at night? Are they getting good sleep? Are they waking? Are they having a difficulty falling asleep? Or they have difficulty remaining asleep? That's another core question I ask. The third thing I look at is burnout. Are they adrenally exhausted? Are they burnt out? Have they gone through divorce? Has their mom or dad just been killed in a car accident? I mean, what's happened to this person? You don't know what's happened. It's amazing when you ask the question, what comes out of someone's mouth. Sometimes in the clinic, I've had a patient come in through that door, sat in that chair and tell me stuff that would just make your jaw drop and hit the floor. But I've heard so many stories before. But sometimes someone will come in and say something and you think, wow, how could someone survive that? But it's surprising. So burnout for a lot of people can really make them tired and really sick and grumpy. Okay, what about hypothyroidism? The person may have a poor thyroid function, and that could be really keeping all their cells in their body completely de-energized. So go to the doctor and insist on a thyroid test. Okay, you may want to check your basal temperature. Just get a thermometer, pop it under your arm first thing in the morning, and then lie there and have a look. 36.4 is the cutoff. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. 36.4 centigrade. So if you're about that or lower consistently when you wake up, could be a thyroid problem. You need to be warmer than that. And the other one is anemia, of course. I mean, heavy menstrual cycle, bleeding, blood loss, not enough iron in the diet. Okay, poor iron uptake, no meat in the diet, for example, or inability to bind iron and get iron in there. Because with low iron, you're not going to carry oxygen in the blood and have energy. So it needs maybe medically checking out. So think about the fatigue, how bad it is. Did it coincide with a diet change? Did it coincide with a lifestyle change? Remember, always look for that NBWS, never been well since. When were you last energized? And roughly when did it change? What was the changeover? What was on the cusp of the changeover? That could have been the cause. It could have been 2 or 3 heavy menstrual cycles. It could have been change of job where you slid into crappy diet. I mean, it needs investigating. That's what I'm saying. Thanks for tuning in.